Content warning. The following program consists of a host that chain smokes like a dragon, some discussions of potty mouth language, discussions of fictitious violence, and of course, we're talking about uncomfortable subjects sometimes. Maybe not today. Yeah. Okay, like seriously, I don't know what you're doing, but this one works. For real? Can we keep one of these one day? I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Oh, well. How wonderful of you. You are taking a while to start the music, though. Hey everybody, what is going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Whoa! What is the word? What is the word? How are you feeling out there, my people, my other people? Oh my God, we're doing all this stuff in the face of so many technical difficulties because such predicaments we forge ahead. I am Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you today with our good friend DW, the bard in the deck.
Hello, everybody.
That's right. That is right. That is it. That is the whole thing. And welcome to the dark side of the room. I'm Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer. And yeah, we are going to be talking about a lot because this week there has been nothing but technical difficulty. I seriously think I got gremlins or something, taking down my computer or something. I mean, even right now, I'm operating through one of my backup cams. So yeah, that is one of the things. I had to change the room from the Wizard's Tower. There's just so much stuff that we've been doing and going on, but that's okay because I am here with my good friend. He is a great friend, a great entertainer, a great humanitarian, and my dear friend for years, Mr. D.W. McCann, the bar in the deck. How you doing, man?
You are too kind. And I do believe you were actually channeling a little bit of Robin Williams' Mrs. Doubtfire thing. Hello, puppets.
Oh,
hello.
Hello. Yes, hello. It's Robin Williams doing Julia Child. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But no, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Well, you know, it turns out I should have just second acted, to tell you the truth. So many things are going down. Like, I used to have a really good friend, and that friend, I only called them sleep, but a lot of people called it rest. A lot of people called it a whole lot. But yeah, the truth is, we're not talking that much right now. Got a little bit of a toothache today, so yeah, we're going to go on to all that. And I gotta say what's up to my people in the chat, especially Freed One. Guten Tag, it's good to have you back, man. Seriously, this is amazing. We've also got Markiplier is Nickable, Glenn Couch, who was the first one to comment today. You know, if we had a real budget, I'd be like, hey, what's going on to people commenting? You're the first one, you get a prize. But guess what? We broke. Well, that's all. We broke. So, yeah, but what's up to those guys? We are going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. And because I haven't been able to broadcast at all until today. It has been a thing. I was even in like a Zoom meeting with my therapist, and Zoom kept cutting out on Tuesday. I'm like, so we'll have to see how all this stuff goes. If y'all
do they have fiber in your area?
No,
yeah, that's one of the problems.
There's
so many well-populated areas do not have access to fiber yet.
But the truth is, though, I don't know if it's Zoom, my computer, my video capture card, or Spectrum. It could be
Or
any
a
of
combination of all four.
Oh God, don't curse me like that. Don't call that on me. Don't go. What you doing? Don't call that on me, man. No, but yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff has happened and all of that stuff. So we will see. We will see. We will see what's going on. But yeah, if you guys got any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us on any of the ways that I put up that are on screen right now. That's right. We've got all those different ways. The Gmail, the Twitter, the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook. No, I don't have Tumblr because I don't know how to use it. And yeah, so we have...
But what's your Bumble account?
Bumble? Oh my God. See, I thought I was dating myself? Like, seriously. That's just...
Yeah, put your Friendster up there.
Huh? Oh,
put your Friendster up. That's
actually,
dating.
I'm gonna put my live journal info up there.
Friendster's even older.
Oh God! See, you would know this because you could afford a computer back in those days. So,
Actually, it was college, so I was at a college that had computers. But yeah, Tribe and MySpace all followed Friendster.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff, and of course, I gotta give a shout out to my patron. Right, you guys are the reasons that we can actually go and do all of this stuff. Right, Laura Holden, Shaylee Watson, Jennifer Kroll, Noel Allheiler, Glenn Couch, Chris Chalmers, Joseph Hines, you two Xanathades, because I'm changing up a few of the things I'm doing as far as the Patreon goes. So today is, you know how we all have those days, just a little bit stressful. You know, just a little bit stressful. Yeah, that's about where I've been. Just like really stressful time, going through all of the things that we're stressing out about. And but it's okay. It's okay. You know why it's okay? Because yeah, we're really making this stuff work. And making the stuff work is really the reason that we can get this stuff going. You know what I mean? So
yep.
Yeah. But outside of my stress though, I have got some serious sadness going. Okay? As you guys know, I know I'm late to the party. But
oh yes.
You know, we lost another Freed one, we are experiencing the heat wave. Like seriously. Today is the coolest day that it's been in my neck of the woods. And it's still 83 degrees now. Where DW is, he tends to be 10 to 20 degrees warmer or colder than I am.
Depending on the time of year.
Yeah, depending on the time of year. Is it like Africa hot out there?
It's in the 90s today, but it has been a different world since we finally got the air conditioner fixed. It's been a year since we noted it was broken, and we finally just got it repaired. So going into where August is going to be horrid and early September even worse, we at least have AC.
Yeah, I mean it's actually funny. I remember my very first trip to Texas. It was my first experience with air conditioning because we got off the plane. I'm like, whatever. We're walking through the airport, like whatever. And then we walked outside from the airport and I learned what heat was. You know, I'm just like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Dear Lord. Uh-oh, what's this? All right, cool. Yeah, we got Clever Little Vixen subscribing again. That's right. You used to have mild climate until my parents decided to take over every government on the planet, and now we all have California weather, you know, including the Arctic. So yay. But you're muted again, dude.
I was just saying, Freed's comment about no AC in Europe, and I saw something recently that's one of the things that people in LA take for granted. Our tarmacs are designed not to melt at 104 degrees.
Yes.
That is not true of everybody's tarmacs. So yeah, and Freed one was, I don't know if you caught, was mentioning the 90 degrees at midnight.
Yes.
90
Yes.
degrees at midnight.
Yes. Yep. Which means, it's time to set up a table outside, start running some games, maybe invite some people over, have a barbecue, that kind of thing. Yeah, why not? It's 100 degrees outside. It's the middle of the night. Let's start a fire. That's what we'll do. But yeah, no, the reason that I'm sad is because I lost another icon. We lost the icon. I would pull up pictures, but my computer is running really slow. But yeah, we lost one of the most important actresses in the history of television, science fiction, and just all around entertainment, and that was Nichelle Nichols. You guys might know her as Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek. This woman, like, seriously, dancer, Broadway actress, singer, and of course, a behind-the-scenes powerhouse. Okay, without her, we'd have no Whoopi Goldberg. She was the first actress in the history of television to be part of an interracial kiss. I mean, that was big.
About us having Whoopi Goldberg because of Nichelle Nichols.
Yes, very, very much so. I mean, the first black woman on television that wasn't a maid, wasn't a servant of any kind. She was part of the bridge crew of essentially the representation of all humanity in the galaxy. That was huge, so huge that, like, the old story that most Trekkers know. That's right, I said Trekkers. That's how seriously we're talking about this. Where she was going to quit the show because she couldn't take the stress, the name calling from the crew, and sure enough, she got a call from Martin Luther to King Jr. saying, "You gotta stay on that show. Seriously, you are a black woman who is fourth in command of a starship that represents humanity. Like, you are as, if not more so, important to the cause of equality and representation than I am right now. You can't lead a show." And Nichelle was like, "Well, I guess this is part of your dream then, so I'll stay on the show." And honestly, she went on to influence creators like Kevin Grievous and Dwayne McDuffie and Dave Chappelle and Richard Pryor. Like, we're talking major icon in black entertainment because she's on that same level as Sammy Davis Jr.
Absolutely.
That
quote you mentioned from MLK. One of the beautiful things is I had to pull up the exact words, but the whole this is not a black role, this is not a female role. You have the first non-stereotypical role on television, male or female. You have broken ground. For the first time, the world sees us as we should be seen, as equals, as intelligent people as we should be.
Yeah. I mean, seriously speaking, she was out there. And as far as the cast of the original Star Trek show, Kevin Grievous actually called her the auntie of science fiction. And I'm like, you know what? I will go for Auntie Nichelle. I really will. That's her. Whoopi Goldberg as a child, Guinan herself, was like, "Mama, there's a black woman on TV and she ain't no maid."
Yeah.
Because if you're not from the United States, you probably don't know the history of people with my skin color being on screens, and without Nichelle Nichols, honestly, without Nichelle Nichols, I wouldn't be who I am today, because since Nichelle was on the Enterprise, my mom watched Star Trek, not just because she had a crush on Billy Shatner, but yeah, my mom could see herself in the role of Nichelle Nichols back in the 1960s. So when I came around in the late 70s and early 80s, I could watch Star Trek, and that opened my mind to a future where there was a place for me, you know. And this is one woman with one role, like, you know. There's a lot of warheads out there that are like Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. And don't get me wrong, Luke Skywalker is most definitely iconic, you know. But a good amount of us are like Nichelle, Nichols, Uhura, / Spock. I mean, let's be real. I saw a great meme out there with Nichelle on the bridge of the Enterprise, and she's talking with DeForest Kelley, Leonard Nimoy, and God, who was Scotty? Who was Scotty? The actor who played Scotty. And I'm kind of going, wow, there's only 3 left. You know, there's only 3 left. You know.
God, now my brain's hurting. I know the actor's name, and now it's totally blanking on me.
Yeah. Well, don't. Yeah, but yeah, there's only James Doohan. Thank you, clever.
James Doohan. Yes.
Yeah. So there's only 3 of the original. Oh, and she was also there with, of course, Nurse Chapel. And Nurse Chapel played by Mrs. Roddenberry, and the other nurse I forgot, but essentially she's there with all the previously passed members of the original series. And you know, there's only 3 left. Only 3 left. You know, I'll just say their character names because I have a major toothache right now. And that's Sulu, Kirk, and Chekhov. They're the only ones left. Honestly, I have a feeling that what was it? I think Chekhov is going to outlive them all. I really do. Unless Shatner is murdering them. You know.
Well, that was the fun. I mean, I got to meet Nichelle on a set. So there was this series called Renegades that was short-lived, but it was created, starred in, written by all people from Trek, but it wasn't a Paramount project. Mm-hmm. So it was Tim Rice, who played Tuvok, was the director of the series. It was supposed to be the eventual story of Admiral Chekhov.
Okay.
And Nichelle was on it playing Uhura. And partway through the whole thing that was happening with a different Star Trek fan film, the lawsuit, Requiem had to pull all references to Starfleet, to Star Trek, to anything related to Paramount's properties because of the rules Paramount was putting on fan films. One of which was you couldn't pay anybody.
Interesting.
So it was an amazing. It's out there. It's called Requiem. They dropped. It was Star Trek Requiem, then became just Requiem parts 1 and 2. And I think they even did a recent one that may still be in production that was shot with her beforehand. So I believe there's one more version of Requiem coming out. But no, she was a treat to talk to. She was amazing, and an amazing work ethic too. A consummate actress. Like it was fantastic to be on set with her and be around her.
We'll see.
And yeah,
she's it's actually funny because there's a lot of generational stuff, and I know one of the big things that people take umbrage to right now is boomer, but in the American society, you know, people are like, oh, baby boomers, this. However, those generational labels tend to only really apply to middle class white people because you know, the generation that Nichelle came from, you were talking about work ethic, all they did was work. Like they woke up and they worked. She was the same generation as my mom, you know. Actually, she was a little older than my mom. She could have been my mom's older sister. She was 20 something in 63 and my mom was 10, so there we go. Or in 65 and my mom was 12, so there you go. And yeah, that generation of black folks, they worked. That's what they did. They get up in the morning, they work from sunrise to sunset, then they go home and they cook for like 18 people. And it doesn't matter how old you are. If you can't reach the stove, you're prepping. And if you're too small to hold a knife in a way that your grandma knows that you're not gonna stab her, then you're sweeping and you're wiping down counters. Like all life was work. That's all it is. So yeah,
But even within that, there's still those people that work and kind of grumble through it and kind of the air about her was so pleasant to be around.
Oh,
even when things were tense, things were hard work, things were down to the wire and stuff like that. She was so professional and so consummate and together and collected that it made any time I was on set with her went smoother because of her presence.
Well, yeah, because to her, that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. It was like, well, I'm on set for a show that I'm not starring in, I'm not producing, I'm not writing. I'm just here, baby. What are you? You're an actor. Just act. Oh my God, but all this other stuff is going around. Shh. You're not the lighting guy. If they can't plug it in, that ain't on you. You know, have a Werther's, you know, I mean, kind of thing. And, but yeah, I mean, seriously speaking, like, you know, honestly, when famous icons that I have growing up died, I say the world got a little darker that day. You know, I said it when Jim Henson passed. I said it when Barry White passed. I said nothing when Prince passed because I couldn't talk. And now that Nichelle is gone, I'm like, man, the world is darker and I'm middle-aged, so I guess I gotta step up and do what I can to be as much like her as I can, because, you know, the woman was amazing, and I'm just talking about her personality and all that stuff. And for you fellas out there, oh my God, hot. So hot. Oh my God. Like a lot of people make fun of her little song and dance thing from Star Trek V. I'm like, that's a 70-year-old woman. She can still get it. You know, that's just me out there. But yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but she was on the show. She was dating Roddenberry when they were pitching it. And you know, Gene was a complicated man who no one understands but his women. Rod. Okay. Oh, Gene. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the whole thing. So yeah, seriously. So Nichelle, you will be missed, but thank you for all of the years of inspiring so many dreams. You know. What in trying to sell Chevy Novas to any Spanish market? I don't know. But yeah. So let's take a little break from entertainment and talk about more entertainment. So if you guys have been wondering why I've been so tired. Oh, okay, it's a language joke. Sorry, I got Clever Little Vixen being a comedian in there. Like trying to sell Chevy Novas to a Spanish market. Novas. Novas. Novas means doesn't go. And Novas, yes, it's a car.
One of my favorites that hit in the Spanish market is when they took Got Milk and started advertising it in Mexico. And they put up giant billboards that said Tienes leche, which apparently, if I'm understanding correctly, means are you lactating?
Yes.
Not quite what they intended. They didn't run that past a local that they maybe should have.
Context. Actually, my favorite came from Power Rangers. You see, whenever the Power Rangers hit something, they would be like, "Aya, aya, 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 aya." Here's the thing. That is essentially the F-bomb in China. You know, the F-bomb, and we know it in the United States, especially in the black community, as she. It's not. I didn't use a cuss word because there was no T at the end. It's literally S-H-E-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-I-H. She. Yeah, but so when they brought the Power Rangers, like by season 8, season 8 of the Power Rangers started being filmed in China, and they're like, nope, he can't say that. You can't put that on the children's market. Because he was just a foul-mouthed guy that's just beating people up. So yeah, it's funny. Cultural context, man, it means everything. But yeah, I have been extremely tired because I have been prepping for Decker Day. Okay, and Decker Day, if you're in the Southern California area, specifically LA or Orange County, would you believe I haven't invited anybody from San Diego?
I think you should.
I might. Yeah, Decker Day is going to be a day of fun and games. Fun and games. So many fun and games. Here's the thing. Back in the Deck did not go to San Diego Comic-Con. Specifically because we're not out of COVID yet. And it's one thing to go somewhere and hang out and do all that stuff, but we've got thousands of people, okay? Thousands of people that are gonna be there, walking around San Diego, just doing a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, when I'm in San Diego, I have a friend who I stay with, but my friend is my other friend's grandmother. So I'm like, am I gonna stay with an 82-year-old woman after being around so much trace contact with COVID? Am I that kind of friend? Am I the kind of friend that says, every year at Comic-Con, people normally get the flu, but this year, let's just add COVID and monkeypox to the top of it. Yeah, I'll bring that into your house. You nice old lady that makes me breakfast every morning. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. That's just not the type of dude I am. Although you went because you making that for a hotel room.
After painting going is such a wonderful idea. Thanks for throwing to me on that. All those disease hounds were there, like you, you disease hound, you were there. I will say, first and foremost, monkeypox requires a lot more contact than I was having with anyone at that convention. So monkeypox was not passing around as readily. I'm sure some people were getting that close in their rooms and what have you.
Well, I do all right,
I will say one of the things that I thought was nice.
80-something-year-old woman, though.
No, but one of the things I did think was nice was they were actually checking vaccination status or recent test before you could even go into the hall. Before you could cross the street to go near the hall to even pick up your badge, you had to get a check from a company called Clear that checked your vaccination status for your recent test.
Well, that's good.
So there was at least an effort being made. There was an effort for masks. Like a constant reminder going across the PA system to wear your masks, and that your mask should cover your whole face. And I really wanted to take out my camera and start taking pictures of the amount of people with the mask still below their nose. At this point, you can't be that naive. You have to know you're not wearing it right if you are still wearing it below your nose. There was one person who, as the announcement was going on, and they were not wearing anything on their face, locked eyes with me with like, I dare you to bring it up. Crazy eyes that I went, I don't have the energy for you right now.
And see that.
And then my favorite was a guy walking around with a gremlin, like life-size gremlin from the movies in his backpack. Might have even been Stripe. Okay. In his backpack. Stripe was wearing a mask. The guy carrying him wasn't. So he clearly had a mask on him and chose to put it on the inanimate object rather than wear it his dang self. So I was a little amazed. I really wish that more of the booths would have said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sell you anything till you put a mask on.
That's really one of the big things that I think would be really good. Although, I can see the announcement, guy walking around with like a bullhorn. Please put your mask on. Then he gets to the cosplayers. Please put your, It
actually, I will say there were a couple that did a really great job of blending their mask into their cosplay. Okay. Like there were a few Jokers walking around that had gotten Joker masks and then blended their makeup to the edge of the mask.
Okay, see that.
So while they were wearing a mask, it was still Joker. You couldn't tell what it was. Nice. Or like I wanted to go as, I still haven't found a good enough mask of it. It doesn't seem to be made available online yet, but I wanted to go as the front man from Squid Games.
Okay.
I need to get that mask, but then you can wear a mask under that and you're perfectly fine in what you're doing. Wear your mask underneath that mask. All's good.
Very cool. Very cool. So, but here was the thing though, since I didn't go, I'm like, but I want to see people and talk about Back in the Deck and learn some new games and play some new games. I'm gonna have to do something myself. So, I decided to put on Decker Day. And what is Decker Day? What do we have as Decker Day? Well, Decker Day, my friends, is August 27th at Bono's Pizza in Long Beach, California. Bono's Pizza on Ocean Boulevard. It's going to be a day of fun and games and just bunches of stuff. I put the thing up there on Facebook. I think I put an announcement over there. We've got a really cool venue going down on that one. We've got like a really nice outside area. It's going to be an outdoor event. Bring your COVID stuff, wear your masks, all that jazz. And we're going to have so many things on the docket. We're talking game demos, a DM's workshop, a character building workshop, more people to play games with, more introductions to other games. I've got about 7 or 8 tables so far with miniature game, or should I say with miniatures games, demonstrations. We're gonna have a paint and take, a terrain workshop, just a bunch of different stuff. So many different people, and we're ending it with an episode of The Dark Side of the Room. That's a panel with Michael Young from Nerd Soul, Marquita Starr. We've got Jason Reeves from 133 Comics, who's going to have a booth there. It's an independent comic company that focuses on comics from people of color as far as creators go. We've got and Guildhouse Games in Bellflower are actually going to have a booth set up, and so we're talking some good stuff. It's going to be a good day, and tickets are starting. Our tickets are $50. $50 that you can pay via the Back in the Deck PayPal. And this is the big thing, because people are like, oh my god, $50, no! But tickets are $50, but it includes an Italian buffet from Bono's Pizza. All right, that is really big. So we're talking pizza, pasta, salad, bottomless drinks. It's gonna be a day. It is really gonna be a day. So I'm going to be very tired by the end of it. But that's Saturday, August 27th. Unfortunately, our bard isn't gonna be there because they're called to this thing in the desert. So
yeah, unfortunately, I'll be in probably, funny enough, cooler temperatures. If history shows anything true, it has often been cooler in the desert than it was in LA. Most of the years I've gone.
Well, that place that you're going is at like 7,000 feet elevation. So, oh no, it's below. It
still amuses me though, because it is a desert. It does get warm, but it's like 10 degrees cooler there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, seriously, we've got that going, and I'm not gonna lie, this event I'm putting a lot into. This is the very first one. I'm only putting 100 tickets for sale. 100 tickets. Although I am offering the family pack for people with kids. $80 for the fam. As long as your oldest is under 17. Because we ain't doing that. I know you gamers. I know you. Okay, I know you guys. But yeah, so that's a lot. I am really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So, if we actually sell out or get a lot more requests than that, then I may do another one in 3 months. Who knows? Maybe even in Las Vegas. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see how all that stuff goes. But either way, it should be a day. Min-max the ticket prices. Oh, hey, Santa, thanks. Of course you're there. Of course. But yeah, so have you seen DW? Have you seen the pictures I've been posting of some of the boards that I've been building for the demos?
Yeah, I have. Especially your recent call out for like barrels and stuff that you wanted to add to it.
Oh, added the barrels. Good.
Added
that stuff. I finally got one of the 3D printers up and working again, and so that's looking good. Let me check the discussions page. I'm still learning how to stuff. But yeah, because I've got 8 boards. So now I won't have any console gaming, unfortunately. I just don't have the budget for that kind of thing. We're just literally oh, sorry, wrong thing. Sorry, man. Glenn, come on. I thought you were gonna ask about console gaming. But yeah, but the stuff that we've been putting up and the stuff that we've been putting out there, it's been, man. It has seriously been. Let me see if I can pull up some, yeah, there we go. Pull up some of the pictures of this stuff. And this is for specifically a game called Carnivale, because Discourse Miniatures is evil, and I love her though. Yeah, and this is a game that plays like Assassin's Creed, set in 1795 Venice. So yeah, we get to see a lot of that stuff. And of course, yes, that's the board all the way across there. So yeah, let's take a look there. Like, yeah, look at that. So yeah, and that's a combination of 2 boards that are going to be up for that stuff. And now that I got one of the 3D printers working, that's providing the miniatures for the paint and take. So honestly, this should be a really, really fun day. I'm really appreciating that we're doing all that stuff. So yeah, seriously, man, I wish you could make it, but I understand. I definitely understand.
I wish I could make it too. I wish that it was a different weekend just so I could make it. But unfortunately, I'm glad it's happened. I'm glad it's happened.
Yeah, although it's funny, I thought about that next weekend, but that next weekend is Strategicon.
That next weekend is also still Burning Man.
So that's the first weekend.
That's why my last Strategicon, I actually came home early from Burning Man 4.
Oh, geez. Yes.
I was working security for Strategicon, and I'd agreed to be there by Thursday, by Friday. So I left Burning Man on Thursday, my first year of going to Burning Man.
Jeez. Yes, jeez. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a big thing, man. That is a big thing. So, yeah, again, there's only 100 tickets available. 12 of them have gone. I'm hoping that people make all their orders by the 15th. And that's specifically to make sure that the food will be there. You know, the venue is going to cost. That's kind of a thing. Hoping not to lose money on this one, but you know, getting the people out there, getting the kids out there, like making terrain that they can take home and all that stuff. This is looking to be a really good thing. Really good thing. So, oh yeah. And of course, the other reason that we have been so tired is that we've been doing other podcasts as well. So many other podcasts.
Yeah.
Like you're doing a podcast on what was it?
On Wheel of Time
series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us about
Wheel of Time. It's called Watch Party Wheel of Time. And we're a panel of 5 to 6 people who've never read the books, led by 2 hosts who are fanatic experts on the books. And it's spoiler free. So if you've read the books, it's a chance to kind of see the series through eyes of people who haven't. If you haven't read the books, you will get nothing spoiled for you, but you will get some extra bits of information and some information about how the books did it differently without telling you anything coming up.
Gotcha. Yeah, so, and where can they find that?
Oh, you can find it on all of the series. Spotify, you can find it on Apple iTunes, you can find it on Podbean, I think is the main one we're on. But yeah, if you just search for Watch Party Wheel of Time, you'll find us.
Awesome. Very awesome. And yeah, and just because I won't be undone or outdone, rather.
No, because we added a new podcast.
Yeah, that network added a new podcast that they hit me up for, guys. and that's the Watch Party Song of Ice and Fire podcast. So I get to be on a panel of folks talking about the new Game of Thrones show that's coming out, based on all of the literature and all of the histories and all that stuff. And it's been really fun. It's been really fun. You know, my girlfriend is starting to forget what I look like because I'm doing this all day. And then, like, seriously, like every other Monday, there's C24. Then Tuesdays, there's the Watch Party of Ice and Fire recording. Then Wednesday, there's the D&D fantasy game. And plus my days here. And
then Thursdays, eventually I'm going to get you on that Road Like Rumbles down in Burbank.
That's possible. I might be doing another podcast with Vixabel Cosplay on Curse of Strahd.
All right, but you just need to miss one for one Thursday.
All right, well, you know, yeah, we'll see. We will definitely see how that goes. Because, yeah, I will probably get my butt kicked because I'm like, oh, yeah, it's D&D, one-shot fights and Royal Rumbles. And I'm like, oh, fighting, huh? In 5th edition? I'm more of a traps kind of guy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that's going down. A whole lot of stuff that goes down on that level. But speaking of the stuff that's going down on all those levels, all that entertainment stuff, I have been really kind of messed up. Because Better Call Saul is almost over. The Boys is done for the season. I don't really get to watch many TV shows for pleasure. Okay, the only one I've been watching is called Evil on Amazon. It is a great show, and it is the scariest thing I have seen on television as a horror show, because my God, these people get things right. It really is. It's a great show starring Michael Coulter, who you might recall as characters such as Luke Cage and Luke Cage and Luke Cage. Yeah, Better Call Saul is still going. We're down to like the last 3 episodes, but they're releasing them weekly. So Better Call Saul is almost completely over, which brings an end to the Breaking Bad universe. The Boys is done for the season. Last Week Tonight is wrapping up sometime soon. I'm just stuck watching YouTube. Oh my God. And of course Twitch with a couple of streamers that I really like. But Netflix is like, dude, I got you. I got you, dude. I got you. I know you're upset at Better Call Saul. I get it. I know. Hey, aren't you a comic book fan? And I'm like, why, yes, Mr. Netflix, I am a comic book fan. Can I have a show? No, but I have a show that I think you would enjoy watching that you'll never star on and never produce. And I'm like, what? And of course, since I was kind of a goth in the 90s, did you ever go through a goth phase?
Yeah. There was a period of time I was going clubbing, specifically in college. I was already kind of wearing trench coats and all black and stuff like, and listening to that type of music when I was in high school, but I didn't ever go to a club till I got to college. And then, yeah, went pretty much weekly to some of the clubs down in downtown LA. And, but I was always a weekend goth because I had jobs that didn't let me grow my hair long or have any piercings or, paint my nails black. So like anytime I had like a week off, my nails were black for that week, because it was the one chance I got to have black fingernails, like kind of that kind of.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, see, I say goth phase because I wasn't like a goth. I mean, granted, I dressed like the lost member of Prince and the Revolution because I like lace. Yes, I wore trench coats and all black, and by wore I mean I still wear. And yeah, I listen to Susie and the Banshees and Bauhaus and The Cure and stuff like that. However, I was more of a metalhead. It was kind of like, I like the goth aesthetic, and I don't know I don't know anyone who didn't like members of their sexual orientation that are in the goth gear, because, you know, being goth was like, yeah, it's specifically how tarted up can you get, you know. So I mean, seriously, that's really what it was.
I'm not denying it. There was no sense of argument from.
Because make no mistake, I love punk rockers, I love metalheads, I even don't mind club kids. You know, I don't mind the ravers and the people that wear all the rainbow colors and all that stuff. But how can I put it? As far as aesthetics goes, I've always dressed more Gomez Adams than Eddie Vedder. You know, I've always been more dress clothes than I was like flannel. And don't get me wrong, I had a vast collection of ripped jeans and flannel shirts and things like that. But after dark, when I was going out and trying to look pretty, I could put on the vest and the ruffles and the cravache.
But see,
you know.
that's part of a difference between us.
Mm-hmm.
Is you look pretty. I don't in that outfit. So that's why I was much more like pre-Matrix. I was wearing Matrix outfits, because if I wore the things that Prince wore, it would not have looked pretty.
Well, you know, I don't know.
Awkward.
I think you could pull off the heels. I really do. I think you could.
I have worn heels. I cannot pull them off well. I cannot walk well in them. And my calves do not necessarily get the enhancement that I see other people's calves of any gender get an enhancement from heels that mine don't.
Yeah, and by the way, don't think I didn't catch that. All right, I don't look. I'm not pretty wearing that. So I'm not being down on myself. You can't give me any crap, and I'm not fishing for compliments. Yeah, I see you. You ain't slick. No, it's okay though, because you still do a much better Stranger Things cosplay than I ever will. But one day, I will rock my 11 cosplay. You know, I'm just not willing to shave my head.
I realized that, and everybody on the channel can testify, I now need to start investigating what Sean Connery cosplays I want to do.
Oh, well, honestly, hello, Dr. Henry Jones. You know,
yes, Henry Jones.
Yes.
We named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I just want to see you running around any convention.
I also would love to put together the outfit from Red October.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know,
Henry Jones, the only problem with that is my dad. So it feels weird to cosplay my dad. I saw that movie and I already knew my dad kind of looks like Sean Connery. But then that movie came out and the character was my dad. He slapped people for blaspheming. Like, it was just the way he behaved in that character more than any other characters he's played. I'm like, oh, that's just my dad.
Does that mean your mom was a hot blonde Nazi?
I do not agree or disagree with that statement.
What statement? I was asking a question because, you know.
She may have dyed her hair by the time I knew her. I don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I'm the youngest.
Okay. Yeah. I probably could do season 311 because even now I look at people I don't like and go, and they look at me going, "What are you doing?"
That was one of my favorite aspects of that, was her trying to use her powers that she didn't have. One of my favorite aspects of it.
My favorite aspect was, okay, my powers don't work, but this skate does. You know, because, yeah, spoilers. I don't like bullies.
It reminded me a little bit of the cartoon Bolt. There's the point when he would try to use his powers, and they were all due to, movie magic. And so, like, that confusion over it and his decision that styrofoam must take his powers away.
Yeah, honestly, that was one of Travolta's best roles outside of Pulp Fiction. So yeah. Yes, his dad did actually didn't your dad make you guys learn Latin?
He knew Latin. In an Irish family, for those who aren't as familiar, it is tradition that one child go into the police force and the other child go into the seminary. My uncle's a cop. So Yeah, it was my father joined the seminary and then left the seminary for my mom.
Okay.
But there are alternate timelines where there is none of my family because my dad became a priest. So yeah, no, he knew Latin. He knows. Actually, I don't know if he still knows. It's not like exactly like he gets a lot of practice using Latin. But yeah, his knowledge of biblical scripture is impressive.
Okay.
I just wish he practiced it more.
See, when you say your dad knew Latin, all I could think was like young little you being like, no, it says Romans go home. No, it doesn't. Wait, Romanes, you dumbass. The people they are called Romanes, they go the house? No, it says Romans go home. No, it doesn't. You know, so yeah.
Now conjugate.
Well, you use the imperative, which is it's Roman me.
That movie is such a beauty.
Yeah, that scene actually gave me a little trauma because I did study Latin in junior high. And if my teachers could have grabbed us by the ear and held a knife to our throat, that's exactly what it would have been. You know. So yeah, actually, you know, my Latin class was specifically the reason I was told to see that movie by my Latin instructor in junior high. I'm like, okay, all right, that's a whole thing. But again, my English teacher in junior high is the one that got me to read postcards from the. Did I mention that my junior high was awesome? I'm serious. My science teacher got me in a space camp and then took us to Disney World. I'm like, dude, you know.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry, we've got Xanathades talking, but Friedwin is asking, what, can't you use Latin at Taco Bell? I'm like, no. The only Latin that you speak in Taco Bell is the Latin guy that's actually working the stove behind Brittany, who just took your order. That's about it. Closest to Latin that you're gonna get. You know, and I mean that linguistically, people, jeez. All right. But yeah, so like I was saying, like I don't have a whole lot that I could watch. You know, I'm like I'm sweating because come 8 or 9 o'clock every night now, I'm like, okay, I get to unwind. What? Oh God, I've seen everything. Do I watch reruns of the X-Men cartoons from the 90s? Ooh, I can watch the old Marvel motion comic cartoons of like Iron Man, Captain America, Submariner, and Thor.
Oh yeah, no. But that 90s X-Men's coming back up. They just started the new comic series that they're relaunching the 90s X-Men, or like sequeling.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, people say that's the best intro music ever. You know, X-Men is a TV show. Figure that you wanna know that it is a TV show. Watch it, you know. But really,
which is what they played when they brought out Xavier. Spoilers.
Yeah, we don't talk about that movie.
Really?
I wanted to love it. Okay, I really wanted to love it, and it turned out it was fine. It was.
That's
fine.
my feeling on it. I didn't go in like ready to love it. I went in for a weird movie, and it was a weird movie.
Yeah, I wish it had been less. I wish it had been more weird, and they had a different antagonist. That's all. That was. So,
I can see that.
But yeah, but that's okay because Netflix is like, hey, sorcerer. You're looking for something, and I know you love them comic books. According to your watch history, you watch a lot of things that are based on comics. And I've been talking with Alexa, so we got something for you. And I'm like, really? You got something for me to watch? Can I have a show? No, you can't have a show, but I got something for you to watch, says Netflix. And I'm talking, of course, about the Sandman. I have been so jazzed about this. So jazzed that I want to watch a trailer. Y'all want to watch a trailer? Well, guess what? This is my show. We watching a trailer. Let's take a look at the Sandman trailer. Netflix.
Your waking world is shaped.
Wait, there's sand in this thing?
Dreams.
And there's a man, too.
Oh, is that where the name comes from?
Dreams and nightmares that I create. and which I must control.
He's out there looking for me, isn't he?
Can you imagine the damage he could do?
I need your help. If dreams disappear, then so will humanity.
I could do without dreams for a while. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in ages.
I'm not gonna stop until I've reshaped this world.
Tell us, what power of dreams you have?
Is that Oldman?
I thought.
No, that was Gwendolyn Pierce.
But I have a job to do.
Gwendolyn,
and I do it.
someone else.
Things have
No.
changed.
But I
Not
think
the
that was
girl.
Gaga.
Your eyes will tell me everything. Every thought, every feeling.
My creations do not walk amongst the living, killing mortals for pleasure.
Oh, you don't think dreams can die? Let's find out.
Nightmares do not belong in the waking world.
Oh, it turns out I fit right in.
Dreams don't die.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
August 5th. Yeah. And I know it's Gwendolyn Christie. That's just me, like, trying to stave off my big crush. And yes, I have a crush on that woman. She is amazing. Amazing woman. But
No,
yeah.
and the person I was thinking was Oldman was not Gwendolyn, but it was David Toulis.
Oh, okay. All right, David.
For
yeah.
a minute there, that glimpse, I was like, was that Oldman? But I forgot that Toulis was in it.
Unfortunately, no. Gary Oldman lives up to his name too much to be in this show, sadly. Oh, come on. Oh, man. All right, cool. I was double checking to see whether or not you froze up. Fine, I told a bad joke. Shut up. Look, the longer you do comedy, especially online, the more likely you're going to tell a bad joke. All right, that's just what's going to happen.
It happens.
The more you tell
It happens.
Yeah.
And there's also jokes that other people laugh at, and I may not. Like, it doesn't mean it's a bad joke. I am not the definitive nature of what is funny.
We got Xanathade specifically asking me, you expect me to believe that you were goth in the 90s and you're in a Sandman? I know. It's hard to believe. I get it. I totally get it. I know.
I dated a girl whose nickname was Delirium.
I think we all dated a girl like Delirium as much as we were trying to date Death. But
True.
Yeah, real talk though. Like, it's actually interesting because yeah, I am really into the comics. I'm really into the comics. And sadly, my two favorite members of the family are the ones that hardly ever get seen. Hardly ever get seen. It's really sad. I'm a big fan of Destiny, and I'm a bigger fan of Destruction. I love those two. Just sitting up, kind of. Destruction is my absolute favorite. Like, I am
Seems
here
from
to.
the casting that Destiny's going to get some serious play.
What was that?
Destiny, I think, is going to get some serious play from what I've seen from the casting.
I'm hoping. I'm truly hoping. Because Destiny, I really like in concept. And Destruction, it's like, I am here to. Oh, you got this. Cool. I think I'll learn how to paint. You know? I think that's kind of cool. But it looks very, very, very expensive. I will say that. It absolutely looks like they spent the money on it. Although, I'm really hoping. I am hoping against hope that the woman that we saw in the trailer is deaf and not the audience perspective character. I'm a little reticent on that. Yeah, because I I don't want to sound like a snob or anything. It's just a matter of I get really tired. There we go. Yeah. I'm talking, of course, about this person here. Um, yeah. I really hope that she is deaf and not an audience insert character for those who haven't read the stuff. Because I'm
I
really
believe she is.
oh well. Let's hope. Let's seriously hope. Because when it comes to that audience insert character, I don't want to sound
Wait,
like
no,
a
no.
snob.
Wait.
Yeah.
Coleman. Coleman is Constantine.
What? What?
Hold on 1 second.
What?
IMDb.
She's playing
Hold on a
Constantine?
second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up.
And we've got
I'm pulling it up already. Okay.
all right, fine. You pull it up. Glenn Couch over here in the comments is saying, but what about the normies, Solar?
Joanna Constantine.
Oh,
Jenna
okay.
Coleman is playing Joanna Constantine.
Okay, you know what? I'll fly with that. I'll fly with that. If it's Joanna, then cool. All right. If it's
Jeff
Joanna,
is Kirby.
yeah. Joanna Constantine. If it's the Joanna from the comics, that means she's essentially the great auntie of John. And I kind of dig that, because I'm real protective of John Constantine. Real protective of John.
I know.
And I'm like, are they going to get the dude that's been playing John for the past 5 years on the WB and the TV show? Because if so, that would be awesome. Because he's really great in the part. But, I know the story of Sandman Volume 1, Preludes and Nocturnes, like the back of my hand, so whatever. But yeah, the normies, Glenn, when I picked up the books and I read the books, I didn't need the audience insert character. I just read the book. We can watch the show. I think the audience is smart enough. Every audience is smart enough to be like, I'm going to watch this. I don't know what's going on, especially when it comes to a Neil Gaiman property. Hot take. I love Neil Gaiman by chapter 4. I'm serious, man. I like it's actually funny. Stephen King was notoriously known for blowing the ending of all of his stories. It's like, it made people clownophobic for an entire generation. Salem's Lot make people do stuff like that. I'm just kind of sitting up going, great, it's a giant spider. Oh, great, it's an alien. Great, that's fantastic. It's yeah, you're killing it. You're really really killing it, Steve. But Nate Gaiman tends to take so long to get started. When I first read Neverwhere, I was like, oh God, come on. When I read now we've got Charles Dance in the beginning of this show playing the sorcerer from Preludes and Nocturnes, and I'm like, cool, I can deal with that. But when I read American Gods, I'm like, oh. The only book I didn't feel that way with, as far as one that had Gaiman's name on it, was Good Omens, because he had Terry Pratchett with him, and Terry Pratchett did no wrong.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it.
I do have bad news for you.
Yeah.
I mentioned Destiny, and I was wrong. It's Desire and Despair in it, but not Destiny. I had a DES in my head.
I can see that. I can definitely. And you know what, Glenn? As I've gotten older, I've appreciated Keanu Reeves as Constantine. I appreciate it a lot more. I'm over my fanboy anger because I'm older, and entertainment is entertainment. It doesn't define me as a person. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I'm like, you know what? Constantine wasn't a terrible movie.
It was. Go ahead. I would like to interject after you are done explaining your side of it.
Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, Tilda Swinton was fantastic as Gabriel, and this is why I'm so happy they got Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer. Okay, I really like that they're sticking with that really tall Scandinavian aesthetic when it comes to the fallen angel. That's kind of cool for me. Although don't get me wrong, Sam, whatever his name was in the Lucifer TV show, he played that role to the hilt. I love how he plays that role. But yeah, I think Gwendolyn Christie is a much better casting. I think the show would be kind of cute if when they get 2 brief lives, when Lucifer packs up shop and opens up the nightclub in LA, that they have Gwendolyn Christie morph into the Lucifer from the TV show and just kind of connect them. But that's just me being a fanboy. Yes, Coraline is succinct. I think Coraline was the only Neil Gaiman thing that did not take forever to start. And maybe that's just my American mindset, you know. Yeah. Go with the one panel that says Constantine. It rhymes with time when every media depiction ever pronounced it differently. Well, yeah. Well, sorry, man. Sorry. But yeah, so yeah, it's a big thing. It's a really big thing. So
I
yeah,
think that Tilda Swinton did a great job. I actually liked Peter Stormare's version of Lucifer, Satan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was well played. I liked what Keanu made of a character. It just wasn't Constantine.
Yeah.
That was the thing. As a movie on its own, it's actually really well done. I enjoyed everybody's part. The only thing I can see people having against it is the fact that people wanted to see Constantine, and this movie was not that character.
Well, I would argue that a little bit, because it was very Constantine, except he was too. Thank you, Glenn. He was. I think he wasn't snarky enough or cocky enough. He was just tired, and I've seen that.
That's the thing is, it wasn't. It doesn't all come out of tired. Some of it is like, I'm just done with your shit, kind of like, like I don't have time for your bullshit. The attitude that he got when there was a glimmer of it. There was a glimmer of it when he was dealing with Satan.
I saw
the way he was talking to Satan. Yes, but it was too small of a glimmer and not enough entrenched in the character. Plus, there were a few choices that they made on how they brought him to the big screen. And it was a time that most comics did not survive the transition. You were getting a different story in the movie than what was in the comics by pretty much most comic movies.
I'm very glad you brought that up, because Keanu gets all the crap in the world for Constantine, but for some reason we stopped giving Affleck crap for Daredevil. I mean,
I haven't.
Ironically, though, I do like his Batman.
I don't.
I do.
I feel that that's two chances you have. I don't want to give him a third chance at a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I really he needs to stay away from comic book movies as far as I'm concerned. Go back to Jersey Girl.
Ooh, ow. I say go back to writing. I say go back to writing, because Argo was amazing. And Live by Night wasn't bad. But yeah.
I didn't see Live by Night.
Yeah, so but what I will say is time of recording, okay? Because we're doing this live, but who knows when at time of recording, it's coming out tomorrow, and I'm finally geeked for it. I'm hoping against hope that Netflix doesn't do what it's been doing with everything else and releases it an episode a week. I want a binging thing and all of that stuff. However, they're probably going to do it as appointment television, because the binging model is starting to eat itself. I think they didn't plan on people actually setting aside a week to watch an entire show. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But does it look good to you?
I will tell.
Yeah. But Sandman, looking good to you?
I'm in. I definitely want to see it.
Yeah. It's, and I want to bring this up before we check out for today. That is a big thing of I know there's always a lot of hubbub when it comes to media adaptations, even more so with comic books specifically, because they're so close to each other. Like when Zack Snyder did The Watchmen, like it or love it, I'm not into the debate about its authenticity. But in a lot of ways, he used the comics as a storyboard because comics are already laid out in a storyboard type form. Okay? So it's gonna take a lot for me not to be like, that's not how it happened in the book, but I think I'm gonna be able to do that. They're casting for Morpheus. I'll have to wait and see. Believe it or not, as much as I love the Sandman books, I didn't like Morpheus. I saw him exactly as what he was, which was a dark reflection of the author, or should I say the shadow of the author. I'm writing myself in a book and I don't like me very much. and I kind of dug that. I was hoping that the Sandman would continue with Daniel. If you know, you know. But yeah, they ended up doing dreaming and all that stuff. But yeah. So we'll see. We will definitely see how that goes. But I'm really looking forward to this show. I really am. I think it's coming out at a very good so yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely. But we've been talking for a little bit more than an hour. So that's kind of cool. So you know what that means.
It's time. The walrus said to talk of many things, of ships, of shoes, and sealing wax of Captain King.
Yep, that totally means we're getting our wrap it up music. So I want to thank you guys for being out here. Let me know what you guys think of the visuals here. This is not my good camera. Okay? And real talk, I'm not quite sure which criticisms to listen to at any particular time. So for the longest time, I was told that I should get a better camera, get a better camera, and then I got a better camera. Now I'm having a whole bunch of problems with a better camera. So should I keep broadcasting with this thing until I can figure out what's going on with my good camera? Or should I wait? So we'll see. But let me know what's up. Yeah. So let me roll out this little red carpet. Where can they find you, D-Dubs?
Well, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Bardic_DW. And they can find me in cartoons and video games and on the podcast Watch Party Wheel of Time.
Awesome. You're going to have to send me links to that stuff eventually so that when we do this on the show, I can put the links up in the chat and be all professional all right. And stuff, you know. Weird, I don't think we're getting many comments today from the YouTubes, but that's okay. They're there. You guys are there. I'll probably get flagged for showing that trailer, but guess what? That channel ain't monetized. But this one is. If you guys will subscribe to this channel using your Amazon Prime account, it's free. Come on down to Decker Day, because that would be awesome to see you guys in person if you're in Southern California. What is that? Get ISO command for guest. Well, thank you. And yeah, so let me know all that stuff, and if you guys can throw a little cheddar our way so we can get our equipment fixed, the donation button is right down there. And that'll take you to the Back in the Deck Patreon and the Back in the Deck PayPal. And of course, you can join the Back in the Deck Patreon if you guys want to help us keep our heads above water. But until then, if folks tell you that you can't like stuff because of the circumstances of your birth, be it race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, disabilities, your budget, where you grew up, whatever, you can just tell those people to take them cards and put them back in the deck.
Back in the deck.
You know, because seriously, where you come from shouldn't determine what you can't do. All right? So that's a real big one. Oh, ISO guest name displays, guest socials, comment. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, we will talk about that. But in the meantime, I want to thank you guys for showing up, and we will see you guys next time on the dark side of the road.